Hello and welcome to ED 5840, Univariate Quantitative Research and Education for the summer 2026 semester. And this is the summer session that goes from June 15th to August the 7th. My name is John Cannon, and I am the instructor for the course. I've taught this course numerous times in the spring semester, and several times. This is about the third or fourth time that I've taught it during the summer. This is an online course. It's an at your own pace online course, but just be aware that the semester will go by fast, and before you know it, we'll be at the end of July, early August, and time to wrap it up for the semester. So anyway, purpose of this recording is to go over the expectations, assignments, go over the syllabus, um, show the Canvas site, the Canvas page. And if you have any questions after you get done watching this recording, do not hesitate to let me know. So I'm going to share the syllabus. So you're looking at the syllabus. And again, this is ED 5840, Univariate Quantitative Research and Education. And this is a completely online, at your own pace course. Here's my information, and the best way to reach me is to reach out through my email. I do my best to respond as soon as possible. You can go through and you can read about the vision of the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, our mission, our conceptual framework. Here's the course description. You should have taken ED 5710, Introduction to Quantitative Research, or an equivalent introductory quantitative course. So the course goals and objectives, and by the end of this course, the students will be able to, first one, articulate the nature, strengths, and limitations of the quantitative research paradigm, critique, design, and interpret quantitative research, apply valid principles and techniques for collecting and analyzing quantitative data, define and discuss research design issues concerning validity and reliability, analyze data using univariate statistics, analyze mean and variance differences for statistical significance between groups, analyze the relationship between two variables through correlation and regression analysis, effectively use technology and software such as SPSS, and I would add there's also very good online statistic calculators to analyze data. Report results from statistical analysis using appropriate verbiage that meets APA format, and be a critical consumer of quantitative research literature. And I will also tell you, as we go through this and as you read from the textbook, as you complete the assignments, the best teacher for quantitative research, the best teacher for any type of research. Actually, there are two best teachers, practice and experience. Practice and experience. And you can read the textbook and get out of it all that you think you're getting out, but until you actually sit down and practice the work and gain that experience, that's when you will truly understand the knowledge and develop the skills to be a quantitative researcher. It does not come overnight, and it really doesn't come to you at the end of this course, but then going forward, as you put what you learn, the knowledge you learn and the skills you're starting to develop into practice with your dissertations or thesis, that's when it will come to you. So, or the textbooks for the course, the first one is Privatera, Statistics for the Behavioral Sciences, 4th edition. And then the APA Publication Manual, the 7th edition. You may have already purchased that through another course. And these textbooks are available through the University of Idaho's online bookstore service. Inclusive access is what they call. And I will show you when we get into the Canvas site, go through the Canvas site, more of how to get those textbooks. If you have any problems, let me know. You also have the option of going online using an online merchant and purchasing the hard copies of these books. There's a third one, and this is an optional one, and this is if you're going to use SPSS. And the online software and the online statistical calculators have been developed and improved enough that those online stats calculators are a good alternative to SPSS. I'd recommend that you don't purchase SPSS until you're absolutely certain that you're going to need it. And also, the University of Idaho provides to students the online version where you can go in and log into a university library online and be able to use SPSS. And here's just the software, and this is just standard software um, that's used nowadays for courses, the Excel, the Word, Adobe, and a computer capable of running the software and also the internet connection. Canvas, the course website is on Canvas. I'll show you that later. This is organized in modules, and because um, we're taking a 16-week traditional semester course and compressing it into 8 weeks, there will be quite a bit of work for um, uh, each module. It will get intense. Communication. Um, if you have any questions about the course, about readings, about assignments, just drop me an email. Just drop me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you have any technology issues with getting in, if getting in for Canvas, or if you're going to use the online labs for SPSS, contact the help desk in Moscow. So, attendance policies, this is online. I don't have any scheduled online sessions like I would for a spring 16-week course. But if you need to get a hold of me, if you'd like to schedule a Zoom appointment, please reach out to me uh, uh, by email. And if you're in the Boise, southwestern Idaho area, and wish to meet with me face to face, just let me know. And again, I am located. I don't think I made this clear at the beginning, but I am located in Boise at the University of Idaho Center in Southwest Idaho in Boise. I've been with the University of Idaho since 2008, and my office has always been here in Southwest Idaho. Next thing is the schedule. And again, it's broken down there's 8 weeks. So there are 8 modules that correspond with each week as we go through the semester. If you get the textbook and you just want to go at it and start, and if you get done before early August, there's no problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. Just the other side is waiting, and that usually doesn't turn out very good. So manage your time, manage the 8 weeks of the semester. I know most of you are most of you as grad students, you have other things going on in your life. You have a job, a career. Many of you may have families, and it's summertime, and at this time of the year, it's a great opportunity to complete one of the required courses, but also just make sure that you manage the time to get everything done, and also you prioritize family, prioritize work, and find the time to complete the coursework. Here are the assignments with due dates. I'm going to go into those in more detail, and we'll move down. Um, First one is beginning of the course introduction. And within the first module, there will be a link that takes you to the beginning of the course introduction. That's where you're going to introduce yourself. Who are you? What are your professional research interests, which you hope to gain from this course? Then tell us a little bit about yourself, what your hobbies are, what you do in your free time, what if about your family, if you wish to share about your family, about your career, things that will help us to get to know you better. And I'd also ask if you could attach a photograph to your posting, just something, just a photograph that shows us a little bit more of who you are and what makes you tick. You can actually post a couple photographs if you would. Um, like for you in Canvas to post a photo or an avatar. Also, that shows us who you are and maybe a little bit about you. I use a picture myself, so if you could do that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Then identification of research interest and why. And your grad students, and you're starting to move toward the dissertation. You're starting to move towards your prelims. You're starting to move writing, uh, starting to write your dissertation. I think by the time you've reached this course, many of you have given thought to what your dissertation research will be. If not, maybe you can use this course to help you to narrow that down. But here at the beginning, in the first module, the first week, I would like you to um, uh, submit just a short paper, 1 or 2 sentences, nothing longer than that, just 1 or 2 sentences, identifying what your research interest is, and why you want to, why it's of interest, why you want to pursue it. And this is a step for down the road where you're going to start to develop specific and narrow research questions or objectives. And this is due the end of the day, at end of the night on the first Sunday, June 21st. Next thing is the CITI web-based training course. And many of you may have already completed this in another course. And if you have, just upload it. Just upload it in Canvas, or if you want to drop me an email with a copy of your certificate, that's fine. If you haven't completed, here is the link to go in and start taking that course. This course usually takes about 2 hours to complete it. And again, if you've already completed it, have the certificate, please post that in Canvas so that I can give you credit. And this is due June 28th. For each module, there will be a requirement to post a reflective commentary. And basically what the reflective commentary is to point out the things of interest, the focus for you. And then the second part is how you will apply that. And you will not be expected to respond to a classmate's postings. And these are worth 10 points. And again, a module reflection for each of the learning modules. Let me back up. I may have given you some wrong information. With the reflective commentary, they're 20 points each. There will be 7 at 20 points each. Then the next thing is the quantitative research assignments. And there will be 2 assignments that I put out. First one will be due July 12th. Second one will be July 26th. And both will allow you to practice the statistical analysis and to start the practice to gain that experience. Next thing is quantitative research article summary. And I leave it up to you the article is, but something I highly recommend that you review an article that you will use in your lit review for your dissertation or thesis. And this is a 3 to 4 page paper where you're going to summarize it. I put the framework that you can use for your paper and the guidelines. It's 3 to 4 pages. That includes the reference list. I do not require that you use a title page, cover page. You can if you want. That cover page will not count toward the 4 pages. So if you use it, you're still going to get 4 pages. If you don't use a cover page, please put your name. Please put your name underneath the title on the first page. And this will be submitted to Canvas as a Word document. And uh, I will not accept a PDF. And I won't accept if you send it in a share drive, in an online file share program. Canvas is our online share program software. Again, 3 to 4 pages, no more than 4. The 4 pages includes the reference list, and you're going to use Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay. And then the next thing, we're getting into the final project, which will be due August 1st. And this basically is a draft of your research methodology chapter of your dissertation or thesis. And for many of you, this is probably going to be your first stab at it. And my expectations of this is you're going to come away with a draft of your methodology chapter, your chapter 3, something that you're going to receive feedback on. And then you've got something you can work from with your major professor as you go forward, writing your proposal down the line, and then with your dissertation. At the end of the summer, this is not going to be in your final form. It's not going to be the final draft for chapter 3, but it's going to be a working document that you can work with, that you can revise, add to it, take out of it as needed as you move forward. And there's no page restriction on this. Usually students will have something between 8, 9, 10 pages when they get when they're done with this rough draft. And again, this is a very rough draft. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I can talk through it. But again, this provides you the opportunity to start writing that chapter 3. If you're not doing, if you're taking the course and aren't going to be working on a dissertation or a thesis, let me know, and we will decide upon an alternative assignment. Then the other part of it is to put together a presentation, and this will be done in the 3-minute thesis format, and you will need to record it. You can record it through Zoom, however you want to record it, and then submit it to me. But it's 3 minutes. You only get one PowerPoint or visual, and in this presentation, you're going to give summary and synthesis of your dissertation, of your rough draft of your methodology chapter. I'll have an end of course survey at the end for you to complete, and end of course discussion to answer these 3 questions. What is the most important thing that you learned in the course? What is your most important unanswered question at the end of the course? And how will you use the knowledge learned and the skills developed to achieve your educational and career goals? And again, with this discussion, you are not expected to respond to any of the classmates' postings. Then the last one is participation. And with participation, when students ask me how do they earn participation, my response is you complete the assignments, you make your discussion board postings, you complete You submit that final paper, you submit your presentation, and you're just a good online um, citizen participant in the course. And that's how you will earn full participation points. Then there's just some um, other things to share with you about the course, housekeeping items, um, late work policy. If you cannot make a deadline, send me an email. Let me know. Communicate with me because I certainly understand uh, life life gets in the way, and you have a Saturday planned out to work on the course, but then all of a sudden, there's a family member who's not feeling well, a daughter or son who is out playing a sport and they have an injury, and now you have to go to the doctor. I certainly understand those things do happen. So if you're going to miss a deadline, please let me know. I cannot accept anything after August 7th. We're getting toward the end of the semester. Let me know, and then we can consider an extension. But the key is let me know. All right. That completes going over the syllabus. As you go over it, do not hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. I would tell you, one of my strengths is being able to get back with students when they have questions, and if needed, in a one-on-one um, uh, Zoom meeting or however, helping to get you the answers that you need. So now we're gonna go into the website. I'm going to share my screen for the website. Okay. Let's see here, make sure I get the right one. Let's see. Let's get the right. Right, that is not the right one. Let's see here, try this again. Here, we go here. And all right, I'm on the right thing, and uh, I'm at the home page for the course. Here's the welcome. Um, when you're watching this, this will be the updated introduction recording. Then the first one to click on are the course objectives. And again, it comes up with what's in the syllabus. Then here's the syllabus. And it will come up. And I've also will have emailed this to you, but it's available in Canvas, and you can download this. You can download it to your computer, then you can print it off, do as you see fit. Then meet the instructor. And this is a little bit about me, my background. Again, I'm John Cannon, the instructor. I've just completed my 18th academic year at the University of Idaho. My experience is I did my undergrad and graduate at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I did my doctorate at Virginia Tech. Um, I have I, I've got 5 years of teaching experience in secondary high school agriculture, high school baseball coach. I've got just a little over 20 years of experience in higher education at Virginia Tech. And then I was at the University of Rio Grande in southeastern Ohio before moving to Idaho in 2008. Um, I referee high school football. I had one state championship in 2019. I root for the St. Louis Cardinals, University of Illinois, and we had a really good football team this past fall and an exceptionally good basketball team that went to the Final Four in April. I root for the Hokies from Virginia Tech and also the St. Louis Blues. I like to drive around the state of Idaho and the Northwest and the West to take pictures, which I'll share in the modules. I like Civil War history, World War II history, and reading about Abraham Lincoln and Ronald Reagan. You can read my philosophy. Uh, my research interest is Idaho CTE professional development needs, and also teaching pedagogy for CTE teachers that have occupational certificate, and also always looking at teacher recruitment, preparation, and retention. And that's a little bit more about myself. Here's information on the textbooks. And if you click on if you're going to use the university's inclusive access system, here, let me back up, do this again. You click on my textbooks, vital source, and this will take you to where you have access to the textbooks. The university also sends out an email which explains how this all works. So if you have any issues accessing the textbooks through the university, let me know. All right, here's getting started. Explains what to do to get started. Uh, and again, here's where I'm sharing one of the photos that I've taken. Took this a couple years ago after driving up the Whitebird grade. And this is about, I'd say this is about 2 hours south of Moscow, on a drive to Moscow for work. So this is near Whitebird, Idaho. Read the syllabus, get the textbooks, click on module 1. We'll get you to that module. Um, and I by the first week of the summer, that first day, this module 1 will be completely open. It's open now. I need to do the recording for that, but it will be open available. For each of the modules, there will be a video and introduction to the module. There will be instructions. There will be supplemental textbook PowerPoints, supplemental videos for you to watch, and then a learning reflection task. The reflection, the module reflections on the discussion board. Click on here and go into module 1. And this is what each of the modules will look like. And I still have to complete module 1 at the time of the recording of the course introduction. And this will be up and running, ready to go here very shortly. Okay, so you go over here, click on the assignments. And here are all of the assignments. And I do need to get in here and get these assignments all up to date so they're ready to go as you take the course. So we'll get that up and going and ready to go. And that concludes my introduction for ED 5840. Again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. Drop me an email, and I look forward to getting to know all of you, reading your writing, watch how you grow in analyzing quantitative data and calculating stats. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and looking forward to this summer term. Take care.